In this video, we are going to take a look at question number 4 from our lesson on perimeter. So it says each of the following shapes have a perimeter of 100 kilometers. Determine the missing value of x for each, and then it says round your final answers to 2 decimal places if necessary. So looking at this first shape, this is actually a rectangle. I notice we have a 38 kilometers and we have a missing side x. In the question, it has given me the perimeter. It said if I added up all those sides, I should get 100 kilometers. So I am going to try to set up a formula for the perimeter. We're going to calculate what we can and then see if we can find a way to figure out what x is. So how many sides does this have? 1, 2, 3, 4. I am going to call them A, B, C, and D. So the perimeter of this is A plus B plus C plus D. There are other formulas you can use using the length and the width, but for today, I am just adding up all of the outside edges. So I only see sides C and B, but I notice there are tick marks. So these sides each have 1 tick mark, and these sides each have 2 tick marks. The ones with 1 tick mark are equal, so if this side down here is 38 kilometers, this side up here is also 38 kilometers. This side here with 2 tick marks is x, meaning this side over here with 2 tick marks is also x. So I am going to take A, that is 38, plus B, that's x, plus C, also 38, plus D, which is x. Okay, I also know one other piece of information. I know from the question that the perimeter is 100 kilometers. So I could have taken out the P and put in 100 kilometers. I think I might do that on the next step. Okay, so here the P is actually 100. If I look at this side, I do see that we have some like terms. So I would recommend collecting like terms. And I think I'm going to do the letters first. So I have an X and another X. This counts as a 1X and a 1X. So 1X plus 1X makes 2 X's. So I have 2X. And then we have 38 and 38. Neither of those have a variable. So 38 plus 38, I think, is 76. Yep, just checked on my calculator. It is 76. From here, I just have an equation, right? If you don't like solving for x on the right-hand side, you are welcome to flip it over. If I do that, I would get 2x plus 76 equals 100. And then we are going to solve using our equation solving skills. So I am going to subtract 76 from both sides. And I will get 2x equals 100 take away 76 is 24. And then I am going to divide both sides by 2 to cancel out that multiply by 2. And we're going to get that x equals 24 divided by 2, which is 12. So that means that x is 12 kilometers, since the unit in the question was kilometers. If you wanted to check, if I do 38 plus 38, and then plus 12, I get 100, which is what that perimeter is supposed to be. Okay. The second question also has a perimeter of 100 kilometers, but this time it's not a rectangle, it's a circle. And there are absolutely no numbers, we just have an X, which is a little bizarre. Okay, so perimeter of a circle, we don't just add the sides together, it's the only one where we don't. We use one of the formulas that was given to us. So I can either do C for circumference or P for perimeter. It doesn't matter. I have a choice. I can either do 2 pi r or pi times d. Now this is the radius. So I am going to use 2 pi r. If I had all the way across the diameter, then I would just do pi d. Okay, so circumference, that's my perimeter. It is 100 kilometers, so this is 100. And that equals 2 times pi, and then times r. Now, I don't know what the radius is, but it is x, so I am going to use the letter x. Okay, if you don't like having our missing letter x on the right-hand side, you can flip it over. So this is 2 times pi times x equals 100. We are multiplying x by both 2 and pi. So I have some choices. I can either do the opposite of multiplying and divide by 2 and then divide by pi, or we could multiply 2 times pi together, get a decimal, and then divide by that number. So either way works. Either we divide by each of these separately, or we calculate what this is and then divide both sides by that, right? Those are my choices. I think I'm going to divide by 2 and then divide by pi. So let's start with the 2, because I know 100 divides nicely by 2. 100 divided by 2 is 50. So I'm going to have pi x equals 50. And then I'm going to divide both sides by pi. And I need my calculator for this. So I am going to do 50 divided by, and then I'm using the pi on my calculator. If you don't have a scientific calculator, you need to do 3.14159. Okay? And if I hit equals, I get 15.91, and then the next digit is a 5. So that is going to round up to 15.92. So x equals 15.92 kilometers. Okay, well, that's going to do it for our lesson on perimeter today. The practice is on the next page. Good luck.